everyone. It's Kim and Jen from Fleece and Harmony, and this is episode 15. And it's going to launch on, it's going to be published on June 21st, and we're filming on Wednesday because we weren't organized yesterday either.
I think we were organized.
Well, I don't want to say what we actually were.
Oh, we just, I kind of like the tighter schedule.
Oh, okay.
Well,
living on the edge.
Dragging it out, it's like the Band-Aid thing.
Oh, okay.
Maybe it's Wednesday
Band-Aid?
now.
That seems kind of negative.
Rip off the Band-Aid.
It's not negative.
I don't know.
Yeah.
We're recording on Wednesdays for now.
Yeah. For the summer?
Maybe.
Yeah. Well, we have a bit of an advantage because now that the days are longer.
Yeah, and also
That's
Tuesday only one of us works, so
Right.
that person's tired by the end of the day.
Yes, or even
Yeah.
before the day starts.
They don't
which
even
will
get
be part
to,
of the farm date.
They don't even get to
update.
go for lunch, for heaven's sake.
No, exactly.
Just have to live off ice cream that's in the freezer out here.
Yeah, so we keep the freezer stocked with ice cream, fudgesicles,
and whatever's left over from knit night.
Right.
That's what I ate yesterday.
Yeah.
all day.
Yeah, exactly.
Rhubarb cake with whipped cream.
Yeah, great.
Love Rachel.
She's keeping us alive on
Our knit
Tuesday.
nights are amazing. And let me say, we've had a couple people come in and they were like, we're from, Texas or wherever, and we were going to come out to knit night. Yes, come out to knit night.
Yes.
Please come out to knit night.
Yeah.
We've prepared Rachel. She'll have to pay extra. Poor
And
Rachel.
we might have to get more chairs, but we'll let you know.
No,
if
we
it
have
gets
enough. I don't think we're going to get that many.
I
Okay,
don't
well,
know.
anyways.
We have a group of 7 that booked already
Oh.
for September 23rd.
Okay, well, they gave us advance notice.
Yeah.
So, what
But
could
come
be
even
better?
if you don't have advance
Yeah, what
notice.
could be better than being a knitter and going to Prince Edward Island and then going to a local knit night? Nothing.
Yeah, it's the best thing ever.
Yeah, and we love our knit night, in case
Yeah.
you haven't noticed.
Yeah.
We have a blast.
Except I wasn't at the last knit night.
I know.
Yeah. So before we get to that, because I'm going to tell why I wasn't there.
Okay.
Okay, because it's a long story. Some
It's
people will be
an
interested.
ongoing drama.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's an ongoing drama. All right, so what we're going to do today is the first thing you're going to do is you're going to press thumbs up.
Oh, yeah, thumbs up on our video or
Thumbs up.
subscribe.
Well, if you've seen it before. If you haven't seen it before, welcome. You can wait to do your thumbs
Right.
up at the end. 'cause
No
maybe,
pressure.
Maybe you won't like us. I don't know. I'm Kim.
We're hard to love. I'm Jennifer.
And we're the owners and partners of Fleece and Harmony Woolen Mill in Belfast, PEI, for those of you that don't know. We get off track sometimes. It's just kind of an easy thing, this whole podcast thing. We like to have fun. So we're going to do, we always do a farm update, but today we're also going to do the store tour because I realized when I looked at last week's, or the 2 weeks ago podcast, the last episode, that I said basically what you see is what the store is, but that's not really true. It's like only a little bit of the store.
No.
So it doesn't look like we had much in our store. So
Oh, yeah. Reserve ahead.
Yeah.
It's one shelf.
yeah. So anyway, we will show a little tour of the store so you can see, and we'll talk a little bit about the different, we have our own yarn, of course, but we also support a lot of local artists and artisans, so, or friends of ours. They're not necessarily local, but if if we have personal friends that are makers, then we like to feature them.
They're pretty local. Except our mother.
Yeah.
Mother's in Nova Scotia.
Yeah, and we've got a couple other things that are from
Okay.
Nova Scotia,
Yeah.
and Manitoba.
That's true.
Yeah. Germany.
We're from Nova Scotia, so that
Yeah.
still seems local.
Yeah. So if you're a friend, you're close to our hearts.
Right.
So you're local. So we're gonna do that. And of course, like I said, we'll do the farm update. So first though, we have to give a shout out to fathers because we
Yes.
kind of missed Father's Day. We talked about the Normandy anniversary last time, which I think was really important, and we spent a little bit of time on that. But our podcast is falling after Father's Day has passed, and we've done mothers, and we've done grandmothers knitting, and we've done Normandy. We should have a shout out to fathers. So fathers don't often lend themselves to too many knitting stories, but
We're Maritimers, we have a story for everything.
that's right, and we love to tell it.
Yeah.
So some of you may remember from episode, I don't know what episode it is.
Three ago, maybe?
3, yeah. We talked about the famous Lopi sweater knitting design and Jennifer's pronunciation of canute, which we
Canute.
found out. Yes. to all those Canutes out there, thumbs up. We know how to pronounce your name, not some other way, which we talk about at length. But I don't think that we actually said, we might have offhandedly mentioned it, but my mother knit so many of those Lopi sweaters that I think my father was getting kind of frustrated about I think maybe supper might have been late a couple times. Ironically, now he cooks all the meals, but back then she would have been the one cooking most of the meals. And so he said he was going to knit his own Lopi sweater. So he picked out a pattern. I don't know which one it was. Not Canute, I don't think.
No, probably the same book though.
Yes, from the same book. And he actually did knit it, and he actually did do a great job.
It was navy, right?
Navy with white.
Yeah.
And gray, I think. Might have even been a 3 color. So color work. I think his grandmother may have taught him to knit when he was a little boy.
Going back to him being the only during war baby anywhere within in the world.
Not in the world, but in quite a range. They lived in rural Cape Breton, so there wasn't a lot of...
In their world.
Yeah, in their world. So he might have had a few of the skills. Our mother will correct us if that's not true, or Dad will correct us. But he picked it up really quick and actually did a colorwork sweater, a Lopi colorwork sweater. So, and it turned out really well, and it fit him. So it was he was one up on me from my
Go
first
Dads.
sweater. Yeah, go Dads.
Yeah.
So I actually have another really good dad knitting sweater story. There was a guy that came in our very first year that we were open, and he was looking around, and he had his daughter with him who looked like she was about, I don't know, between 13 and 15. And he said he was pretending that she was a knitter. Oh, what color yarns do you like, honey? And blah, blah, blah. And I could tell she cared as much about yarn as going for a root canal. She really wasn't interested at all. And I was thinking, wow, if she was really a knitter, I'd be pretty excited that my dad was going to take me to the knit shop or the yarn shop, and I was going to be able to pick out something for his sweater because he was looking for his sweaters. So I was like,
something's up.
Something's up. Your daughter doesn't really seem very interested in knitting. He goes, oh, all right, it's me, I knit. So he brought her in.
Where's the shame?
Yeah. I said, well, that's okay. I said, men are knitting now. It's one of the fastest growing segments of knitting, actually. And anyway, so once that was all, the pretense was all smashed to bits, then he relaxed quite a bit because she obviously wasn't holding up her part of the bargain by being the least bit interested in what kind of yarn. And he bought a yarn, enough yarn to do a fisherman's knit sweater, and he said the only thing he had knit other things, and the only thing that was stopping him from doing what he really wanted to knit, which was a fisherman's knit sweater, was that he didn't know how to do cables. So I actually gave him an impromptu cable lesson in the store, which literally took 5 minutes because it's pretty easy to do cables when somebody shows you. And he went off, and I hope he knit that sweater. I think they were from somewhere in the northeastern United States. So if you're listening, we haven't seen a picture of that sweater.
Right.
I want to see a picture of that sweater.
I don't even remember that story. I don't know where I was, but that's amazing. And I'm hoping we have some male viewers.
Yeah.
I think we do. I think we have a few.
It started to... I think it's 0.1% on the YouTube statistics.
Well, all the men out there who are watching, share our podcast on your Facebook or Instagram or wherever you are, and let's get some more men happening.
We had a guy that came to knit night.
Yes.
He doesn't come anymore because he's got another engagement on Monday nights.
Yeah.
And we also had a boy in our begin to learn to knit, which we already talked about him before, Harry.
Yeah, we're all about the diversity.
Yeah.
Bring it.
Yeah.
Okay.
We want to see more of that. All right, so that was my shout out to fathers on Father's Day.
Good.
So that's it. So not really Father's Day, but shout out to fathers.
Okay.
All right. So now we're going to talk about our works in progress, or our whips, which looks like Groundhog Day around here. I think you've got
sleeves. There's 2 of them.
Yeah.
Okay. So I Barachois. Made some good progress. I'm a little bit disappointed where I ended off because I'm not going to be really able to spread this out without losing what's on my needles. And
it does look like
of course,
a big pair of pants.
none of us have any idea which end is up, so don't even ask.
We figured it out.
I did the Kitchener stitch here, which was 105. And
You did a great job.
I'm pretty pleased with myself.
Yes.
Yeah, there were some tense moments, but let me tell you. So then I took it off, and it was kind of like this.
It was just the band and
It was like a diaper. And I was just like, where does this go? We have no idea. Anyway, it turns out this is an arm.
She brought it over to my place.
Yeah, and this
We
is
had
sort
to
of
look
the
at
neck.
the schematic.
Yeah. So what I'm doing now, so this is an arm, see? And this is like part of the neck, which is a V-neck. Yes, it was very confusing because the V was down here, and I'm like, how am I picking that up in a V? What's happening?
You
Took us
have
a
to
good
trust-
45 minutes. We
trust the
actually,
pattern.
we totally should have videotaped it because it was hilarious. We had the pictures out. We had it on my body. It was all wrong. I was like, this is too tight. What's happening? Anyway, it's all good. So this is kind of where we're at, and I'm doing the lace here. And I'm loving it. This is all fun now. So I picked up 400 and some to do this section, and then I had to pick up another 400 and some to get started on the gray. But now we're having a blast. Now we're going through this lovely.
You are going really quick.
Well,
Yeah.
the 2.5 millimeter.
Yeah.
Jeez. This seems large now. So this lovely twisted vine lace pattern, just the whole thing. I'm loving it. And I have about 80 rows left to do in this section, and then I don't know what happens after that. It says something about left side something, and
Right. Just one step at a time.
yep, you just follow it through. But it's, yeah. Oh, and I guess the details, right? Like, look at this adorable little cable dividing the
Oh.
lace from the stockinette.
Oh,
She misses nothing.
no. Every detail.
Genius woman, Jennifer Beale,
Yeah.
who did this design. And yeah, I was a little bit worried that I wasn't going to make the July 24th deadline. I feel like I'm really knitting the sweater right now. Like, once
Oh,
this
okay.
80 rows is done, miraculously there will be a sweater shape.
Yeah. Well, we did have
Formed.
it on, right, even though it's
Yeah.
hard to see.
Yeah, and
'Cause
I'm not going to put it on.
I think it's because of the shape of it, the way that it is now, and the way your eyes kind of fill in the blanks, is it does look like a pair of pants.
well, it was a diaper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Less
I shouldn't
so-
talk about grandmother panties. because
Okay.
That's
Less so now that this is all attached. Anyway, I'm that's quite a bit of progress for, yeah, I think so, since the
Yeah.
last time I had, what did I have? A little curly band with a couple,
Yeah,
what?
a
I don't
couple
know.
rows of-
I don't know what I
yeah,
had, but
yeah.
I'm
I
cruising
think it was
along.
like I think it was like this.
Yeah, Jennifer will be very relieved.
Yeah.
As there is a deadline. It's a test knit after all.
Yeah.
So that's my whip. I love it. And I haven't had to rip but 2 rows, which I just did last night.
Did you knit them during knit night?
No,
Oh, okay.
I think I knit them at bedtime.
Oh, okay.
But I just tinked it back. Like, I haven't, oh gosh, why would you ever say something like that? I have not had to rip that whip.
Yeah. Now you
Just the
can
one
sit-
little time.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah, it is good. That's
Yeah.
very unlike us.
Totally. All that color work and stuff. You kidding me?
Actually, I shouldn't say anything because I haven't ripped any of my whip lately either.
No, and you know what? I wanted to do the lifeline thing, and you put the dental floss through
Yeah.
the hole in the knit picks needles.
Yeah.
Every week I'm complaining about knit picks. The hole in the 2.5 millimeter fixed circular is not really a hole because it's fixed.
Oh,
You don't.
No.
So I couldn't do it.
Oh dear.
So how do you do it otherwise? You have to sew it in?
Yeah.
Oh, not
Or
happening.
you hold it with your. I think you hold it with your cord.
Yeah,
But, yeah. You just kind of knit over it. I think.
I should do it.
Yeah, because actually, even if it is a little bit tedious to feed it through, it's probably better than having to.
The
like,
thing
rip
is,
it.
though, the lace part is only 80 some stitches, I think.
Oh, okay.
Does that make a difference?
Well, that just depends if you want to rip back 80 some stitches. And is it lace on both sides or is there
Yeah,
pearl?
double-sided lace.
Oh, boy,
Yeah.
yeah.
that's why I was going to do it.
Yeah, I think that's a good
I'll
idea.
hold it with the thing. I just am not a fan of a lifeline.
Especially when you don't use it. You're a fan of it if you've actually had to rip down to it. I've used one once and
It's
had to
going
rip
so
it.
well now.
Yeah. Okay. It's up to you.
I'm torn. If it had gone in the hole, I totally would have done it. This holding
Yeah.
it with the cable thing sounds like a pain in the butt.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Anyway.
My whip is still the same. So as you recall, I think I showed this in the last. Yeah, I blocked. Was it blocked the last time?
No,
I don't think so. Yeah, so I blocked the sleeve that I had finished before, and it blocked out to the measurements perfectly with just the right amount of tension on the cable that I wanted. So I'm really, really happy because, as you recall, if you've been following us, there was a whole size thing.
It's pieced together like a sewing pattern.
Yeah.
It needs to be the right size.
Yes, so I was really, really careful. Jennifer gives great specs, so everything is measured, and I measure like really measured twice, cut once. I actually measured 3 times, pinned once. So so that turned out really well. And I know I make the yarn and you dye the yarn, but I never can quite get over how it changes once it's washed and blocked. Because the twist that I put into our yarns is a little bit, I twist it quite, it's not a soft twist. I do I like something that's a little bit more cohesive rather than loopy, I would say, in a twist. But the risk with that is that the yarn can feel hard when it's in the ball. Mm-hmm. And when you, it works well with the type of fiber that we're doing, because when you wash and block it, it relaxes just the right amount so that you still have like a quite cohesive fabric, but the softness really comes out. So I'm really, really happy with it. So my whip is the second sleeve. So it's going, and this is, believe it or not, this is actually going much faster than the first one did. So I'm really like partway through the chart now, and then there's the second chart, so that goes really quite quickly. And so I'm enjoying knitting, still enjoying knitting it. It's good, and it's really smart to do both sleeves at the beginning.
Well, you'll be glad when it's over.
Yeah, I'll be glad when it's
I have
done.
no idea how this thing gets sleeves. So.
Yeah, and I'm alternating my skein, so I have 2 balls here because as we talked about, all our yarns are hand dyed, so I'm alternating every second row.
And I was alternating too, yeah.
Because it is a big expanse of fabric with one color, so I'm doing that. So those are the works of progress, and I realized that we didn't even actually do the farm date, even though I said in the introduction that we did.
The farm update?
Update, yeah,
okay.
The farm update. So the weather is always the first thing on the farm update, and it is absolutely beautiful for the last couple days. So I think Jennifer mentioned in the previous episode that it goes from 7 degrees Celsius to 30 degrees Celsius, and this June did not disappoint.
Nope, that's what it did. You're lighting the fire one night and sweating in bed the next.
Yeah, exactly. We actually refilled our oil tank a week ago.
Yeah.
A week ago.
Oh, well, that's what fixed it.
Yeah.
We have oil now, so now it's hot.
Yeah.
Okay, you're welcome, everybody.
Yeah.
We forked out the $1,600 so that summer would arrive.
Yeah. It wasn't quite that much, but almost.
It feels like it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, we love having to fill that oil tank in June. That's one of our favorite things.
Mid-June.
Good thing it doesn't go bad.
Heating oil. All right.
Yeah.
So welcome
Anyway.
to PEI.
Yeah.
Welcome to Canada.
Yeah. Bienvenue. So that's the weather, and it's actually been perfect weather for grass growing. Because
because it's been raining at night.
Yeah, even though the grass is late because it was so cold leading up to it, well, which is really not late because this is, like you said, 7 years in a row of late season. It's just on time.
Right.
But it's just been perfect because it's been cooler at night, often raining at night, and beautiful and hot during the day, and the grass is just shooting up like crazy, which is perfect. And I follow a couple farm groups on Facebook, and people are really desperate for hay, so they're just waiting for the first cut. So in Nova Scotia, they've actually started cutting hay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yikes.
So mom and dad
from +7 to cutting hay, that is an accomplishment.
Yeah, so Nova Scotia is a bit warmer.
Yes. Yeah.
Not as much wind. So my parents went to their cottage this week, and they said that some of the fields that they were passing, they were actually cutting. So it's great. So for all those people that are desperate for
us included. So there are sheep literally grazing around this entire building we're in.
We took a really cute picture yesterday.
That one with the chicken?
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
I should put it up.
Yeah.
I'll put it up.
Yeah.
Just come out. I hear it was right out this window, and I hear clucking, and I'm like, "Oh, it's a chicken!" Chicken clucking at me through the window. What's going on? Well, it was on a sheep's back, looking in the window. Oh, farm animals! They're hilarious.
Yeah.
Anyway, very cute. I don't know what they were doing, but in the picture, the favorite thing is the sheep in the back who looks like this. Like, our mother told us not to talk to chickens.
There's people that say you're not supposed to have chickens and sheep together, but when you have free range chickens, it's impossible.
Well, it was riding it. What am I going to do?
Yeah, no, I know. It's impossible. They're all friends. One of our sheep was actually in love with a chicken.
Yeah, in the barn every day. She would you'd let her out of the coop, and she'd just make a beeline to go meet up with her sheep friend. It was an ongoing affair. Yeah, we finally had to break it up.
Yes, the chickens were laying their eggs everywhere in the barn.
Yeah, so they all figured it was a good idea. They're like, that one knows where she's going. So then they all started coming to the sheep barn.
And every time you went to take out some straw to lay down in the pens and stuff, there'd be an egg in there.
Yeah,
from who knows when.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Yeah. So that was the end of chickens in the sheep barn.
Yeah.
Anyway,
that's right. And the other thing that happened on the farm this week, since we last spoke, was that the horses got out on Ken.
Oh, yes.
I'm laughing now.
Yeah.
But I wasn't laughing then. So Ken is, because with the sheep, we rotate our grazing throughout a number of fields. So there's about 66 acres or so that's fenced in, and we use parts of them as we go. So we're keep moving them to keep up with the grass that's growing. And all of the electrical wire around there needed to have the grass trimmed from the bottom wire. So Ken was doing that. And you know, one of the first rules about farm life is if you go through a gate, you turn around and close it. And who knows how long the horses were out in the yard. But when Ken was way up at the opposite corner of a field and saw the horses where they shouldn't have been. They looked
by the
house. And so he came running in here and said, the horses are out, the horses are out. So by the time we got out there, they had gone back in. So he was like kind of playing it cool. Well, they're back in.
Yeah, right. Okay. He ran by the window. I was like, why is he running? Oh, the horses are out. Okay. Yes, I knew there must be something.
Yeah, so he got them back in, or they went back in. And he kind of was trying to be kind of nonchalant about it, but you know, I don't know, I might have horse tracker genes because I looked and saw where all the footprints were. They had been everywhere over the farm.
And they were pretty animated because the prints were deep, so they were kind of like,
prancing
around. Like a little bit were free and like a little excited. You could tell.
He was lucky.
Yeah, and a loose horse is a very dangerous thing. Yes. It's actually not funny at all.
No, it's not funny. Luckily, the areas where they was well set back from the road, but they did make it almost to the driveway before they turned around. I'm not sure why they would have turned around, but they went almost to the driveway. They went all the way back in another field on the outside of the fence, so next to the field where they are, but free. And they went up into the yard where our garden, like we have a little flower garden and stuff like that. So they were up there because I saw hoof prints there. So
yeah, I'm surprised they had the guts.
I know,
because of Tail and the leader. Like Purdy and Miles would have been like, no.
Yeah, and it was actually Miles that went back first. Ken said.
See,
and they happened to follow him.
Yeah,
which he's got no authority in that herd, so luckily they followed him. So,
interesting. Yeah, it's never dull.
No. So that was that. And then one more thing before we get to the yards.
Okay, what else?
I just have to talk about my Gieswin shoes. Okay, so I'm going to try to show them. But I'm not very good at yoga, so I don't know. Hopefully, if this comment gets cut, all of a sudden you'll know there was an edit because I tied myself in a knot, or I couldn't actually do it.
Okay, let's see it. Show them the shoe.
All right.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I think that might be... I have no idea.
Okay.
Just wave it around a bit, like, you know, in case it's in and out of frame.
Okay. So these are actually wool sneakers.
Yeah.
I love them. They're merino, and they're come from a company called Woolen, and they come in like a lot of different colors.
Fun ones.
But red is my favorite, so I have the red ones.
Yeah.
And I think I'm going to get another pair
Can
this
you put
year.
it over here by me? Well, if it's in front of my face almost,
Yeah,
you must be
alright.
able to see. So there they are. They're lovely.
Yeah. And they have a cute little
Comfort
logo.
sole. Okay.
Yeah, comfort sole. They're very light and comfortable, so there's the logo. You can see it. But
This
anyway,
could be all right.
yeah, so there's the yoga.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Should have done some rehearsal, warm up,
Yeah.
stretching. Okay.
Anyway, they're just so, I don't know how come you haven't gotten a pair yet.
I don't know either.
Yeah. They're, although you've got very narrow feet, right?
Yeah, that's tricky. I
I'm not
usually have to
sure.
buy New Balance. I'm like AAA.
Yeah. So anyway, they're very, I love them. So I'm always happy when I get to take these out.
Yeah, I don't know if maybe I'll try some.
Apparently they're washable too, but I haven't washed mine yet.
I believe
so,
it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's it. So now we have other exciting things to talk about.
Yeah.
Yarns.
Yeah, so we finally have spun up more IONA Bunny.
Yes.
And IONA Bunny, last time we had it, sold out, I think within 36 hours. And
Yeah.
once again, we can only make what the bunnies will allow us to make. The bunny's pretty stingy.
Yeah.
So I think we have like 9 or 10 of each color. And I didn't do any of the natural this time because it wasn't as popular and we just didn't have enough. It's
Yeah.
really hard to get a big batch of bunny happening.
And it's really so pale gray that it's kind of like, I don't know, the color is
This
it's-
time.
Yeah,
Last time
this
it was a nice color.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was more silvery the last
Yeah,
time.
I mean, it just depends on which bunny gave, because what is in here is actually buff, white, and gray.
Right.
So just the mix of bunny hair I had made
I think there was more buff this time.
Yeah,
so.
made the natural color kind of not as nice.
Yeah.
So we do have it in the other 3 colors that we originally made it in though. The Lullaby, Violet, and Dune Grass.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll put the link in the show notes.
Yeah.
Once again, it's only available for podcast viewers.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to put it on the regular store. It's just for you guys. We love doing that and you guys are so appreciative.
Yeah.
And it really is never enough to put into mass circulation anyway. So, and some people have made beautiful projects with this. I have to show that sweater.
Yeah.
I'll show it now and put the pattern. But
Right.
this woman on our Ravelry group posted something she made in the dune grass.
Yes, it was Dune Grass.
Do you remember who the designer was?
No.
I'll put it below. No matter. We'll tell you. But stunning.
Oh, yeah.
One of my most favorite projects I've ever seen out of
Right.
anything like...
It was.
It was
in
beautiful.
fact, I checked Ravelry because we have the group there. So if
Yeah.
you don't belong to the Ravelry group, you can go in there and
Join
see that.
the group. Yeah.
With the discussion. So every night I check it. So if
Yeah.
there's comments or whatever that have to
Yeah.
be that I have to answer, I look and I opened it up and I basically said out loud, "Oh wow."
Yeah.
It's really nice.
It's just a beautiful project color combination. It's
Yeah.
a really nice yarn. It's 15% bunny and 85% wool. And if you are buying it for the second time, this one is a tiny bit different.
Yeah. So the wool that I had to put with the bunny was a little bit, it must have been a little bit shorter than the wool that I
Okay.
had before. So it's twisted a little bit tighter. The specs are the same as far as the weight and
Yeah.
the length go. But you're not going to be able to match them together
No.
because
Oh gosh, no.
the yarn is slightly different and the colors are slightly different because the base is kind of a little bit
Yeah.
different. So we're not recommending that you buy it and put it with the stash that you have
Yeah.
from the other one. So you won't really be able to do that,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
And this time, last time I was forced to sell my stash of Iona Bunny. I wanted to make the Irene Lynn design.
Yeah.
And just felt so bad it sold out so quickly. I put mine back into the pool so that somebody else could have it. But this time I've kept some out. And I'm going to do my ranunculus finally.
Okay.
I've been dying to do this sweater. I know they've done it twice on a Spastico, but I love it.
Yeah.
And it's, I think, perfect for this yarn. So if you guys want to try that, it's a really low yardage pattern, which I love. It's very flexible. You can knit it with almost any weight of yarn, and I'm going to knit it with this. I've saved aside a little bit.
Okay.
Okay, so Iona Bunny.
Yeah.
Back
So
on.
3 colors.
So the link to purchase it down in the show notes.
Right.
People left the video last time and went looking on the store for something I had mentioned. But if it's in the show notes, it's if I say it's only in the show notes, that's so that everybody else can't find it, and it's just for you guys. So that's the Iona Bunny. And then we had a lot of people interested in First Light after I showed it last time, in flock fingering, which you know is discontinued but not discontinued. It's not discontinued, it's in store only. However, it just so happens I made this batch of Twilight today. This is actually soaking wet. But I'm gonna put this up for you.
Yeah.
So we will set this aside.
We actually had to twist it when it's wet. We talked about in the last episode that we have to have the specific fleece to be able to do this, and we don't always have it, but it just so happened we had more fleece that we could make some.
So flock fingering in Twilight. Twilight is our most popular color. Out of all variegated, solid, everything, always Twilight. So I have 10 of these.
Oh boy, okay.
I know. So again, it's not on the website in general, but I will put the link to this Twilight flock fingering. And so it's a 3-ply, 380 yards, 114 grams.
Right.
So you could snag a sweater quantity if you're quick. Or few people could snag sweater quantities if they're quick. And we've had people make sweaters out of this, and it's just beautiful. It's a blue and purple. It's variegated, but it's kind of more like tone on tone.
It really blends in.
Yeah.
Well, like that. Yeah.
Very popular color.
Yeah.
So that is going up for you guys as well.
Okay, and that's it. So the only other thing that we wanted to say about our yarns is that we are doing our very best to try to keep up with the demand of the yarn. So we spin every day, but we just want to make a note that when you're ordering, if we have it in stock, it literally goes out the next day. We're pretty strict about getting the orders out as quickly as possible. If you haven't gotten a confirmed shipping label by the next day, it means that we're making it.
Yes.
So, and that can take some time. Yeah. So we had a couple people worried about their yarn orders with the last after the last podcast, and don't worry, we make it. But if we've already got something that's already started, then I have to finish that, and then I have to spin whatever it is that we're out of to make it. So and we've actually had lots of visitors coming to the shop.
Yeah, there's 2 shipping policy. So there's a winter policy and the summer policy, and there is a shipping page on our website. So if you go down to the bottom footer, you can click on shipping to sort of read about how this all works. And while we're on it, in case everybody doesn't know, within Canada and the US, we ship free over $100 and internationally free over $150. So we actually have a really good free shipping policy for as yarn companies go, especially small ones. So there's that too. But yeah, you can read all about that by checking out the shipping link down at the bottom.
Because the delay is a little bit longer in the summer if we don't have it.
Yeah.
But if we have it, we ship it the next day.
Yeah, because basically in the winter we've got blanks hanging around.
Right.
And in the summer we're trying our darndest just to keep stuff on the shelves.
Right.
That's just how it is.
Yeah.
So
and we're happy to make it to fill the orders, obviously, but it could take a few days. So if you have somebody ordered something that they wanted to give as a gift, so you can just email us too and check to see where
if it's in stock. Like we don't announce that we're dye to order because we own the mill and we dye it ourselves. We can still turn it around quite quickly compared to like the hand dyed shops that would be 14 to 16 weeks for their dye to order stuff. So it's kind of dye to order. But also we're very quick because we do own our own mill. That's different. It's not like you run out of blanks and you're waiting 9 months for somebody to spin it or something like that. So we're kind of in between. But the most is 10 business days.
Right.
Yeah, we stick to that.
No matter what.
Yeah, if we have to be up in the middle of the night spinning it.
Yeah.
But then in the winter we do 3 to 5 business days because we typically have blanks built up.
Right.
So that's kind of the deal there. So I hope that helps explain for everybody what the heck is going on over here.
Yeah, and we actually had emails from customers that said my first order came within days and my second order haven't had the shipping notice, so that's why. And if you're concerned, you can pop us a note. We don't mind. We'll explain, but it's usually it's always because we're making it.
Yeah.
far. It's
And this time it was really funny because what happened really was we were on Fruity Knitting and then we were on our own podcast a week later. So we got a little bit doubled up on orders.
we try to anticipate.
And for some reason, everybody ordered the same thing.
Right.
So we went through all the yarns last time and everybody ordered sock yarn.
Yeah.
We are completely out of sock yarn. This is literally all the sock yarn we have. And actually some of this belongs to people, but I just put it back on here so that the shelf wouldn't look empty.
That's the behind
So
the
actually
scenes.
what we have is from here down.
Yeah.
And then everybody ordered Eldon Lace and amethyst brooch.
Yeah.
We didn't even show it. I had no idea.
And mitten
it's so
kits.
funny. And mitten kits. Oh my gosh, so many mitten kits.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Yeah.
And I might as well show them now that we mentioned it. So we sell kits for the Sophia Camaborn patterns. Roses Are Red and Trondheim.
Yeah.
So we just sold a ton of these last time. Did we mention them last time?
I don't know.
I don't know where all this it's random, but like
Maybe
the
we
amethyst.
talked about the fact that we put the sock yarn in them, in the kits.
Yes, maybe.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's a great way to get to do these mittens with only just the right amount of quantity. Like you don't have to buy 5 different skeins just to get all the color work and stuff. So those are still up online as well.
Yeah.
So so it's been a busy couple weeks getting orders out.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
We're really grateful.
Kind of
for
just
the
getting
orders.
caught up now, but we haven't missed the 10-day business day window.
No.
For anybody.
Okay, so so that's a little behind the scenes info for you. So if you're wondering, and don't be shy, drop us a line if you're not sure. If you haven't received information on your shipping within like 2 or 3 days, and you want to know like what we're up to, then you can just drop us a line and we'll let you know. But I almost guaranteed it's because we're making it.
Yeah, so it's fresh.
Yeah, it's fresh.
Farm fresh.
Yeah. Right. Okay, so you might have noticed that a big topic is missing, and that's finished objects, because there is none.
We have no time for that.
No, we didn't have time to finish anything. Poor Sheila,
Sheila
is still in my knit project bag in the exact same position
Probably
that she was
suffocated
in.
by now.
Yeah, the same position that she was in. It's only the top of her head. So
She can't even breathe yet.
yeah, she can't breathe yet. So she's there, and then my whip is just my whip. It's gonna keep going, so that's it. So that's why there's no finished objects, because there really is no finished objects.
No.
I didn't even think to fake something this time. Like pull out an old one.
We give up.
Yeah.
We're
we're just going with the flow.
Yeah.
So the next thing is we will do the tour of the shop.
Okay.
So we should look at that right now.
Go have a look around our store. And some of you
Yeah.
are probably planning on coming here this summer, so if it's a spoiler,
Sorry.
close your eyes.
Yeah.
Okay, so here we are with our little tour of the shop. And I'm just going to go around in a circle, and I couldn't use my tripod because it's not smooth enough. And so I am panning with my feet. So hopefully nobody gets nauseous. Anyway, we have a lot of different things in our shop. All of the photographic prints you see are by our a local, a Nova Scotia photographer, Ernest Cadigan, and the watercolor paintings are by Danielle White. This is our Aran yarn shelf. Not looking as full as we would like. Here we have Waiting for Rain and Hearth stole. We have lovely handmade yarn bowls by our friend Glenn Pye. Some pottery bowls by Down Home Pottery. Those are on our website. This is our worsted shelf. Even less full than the Aran one, but we're working on it. There's the Ramya. And so here we have our shelf with our Baby Boo 100% lamb's wool on it, and the Eldon Lace that we're always talking about is there on the bottom. Basket of mini skeins. Our walking wheel, which somebody kindly gave us. And just some McCausland's base that I've dyed up. More pottery, more wooden yarn bowls. There's our front door. And this is our felting wool. So we do make roving for felting and dye it. We don't sell it online yet, but we are hoping to get it up soon. So we do try to look after our felters in the local area as well. Some handmade project bags, also by Danielle White, who did the watercolors. our little book stand. We don't have a lot of paper products because it's so damp on the island. They wilt. And these are, again, Danielle's Birds of a Sweater greeting cards. And all the felted dolls and animals are by Ali Ooks, another friend of ours. There's another print of Ernest. We love Ernest's photography. And we do carry a couple local food and health food products as well, just to add a little something different. Souvenirs for people. Lori Joy Smith's lovely map of Prince Edward Island artwork. More wooden yarn bowls. And then back to a couple of our favorite prints by Ernest. And he puts them in these lovely barn board frames, and they're just very popular with all our visitors in the summer. These are some lovely Cotswolds from over in Nova Scotia. And of course, it wouldn't be PEI without a fox. And then this is where we're typically sitting during the podcast. Okay, good.
Okay. So that's it.
Shelves are probably not as full as we would like, but hey,
Yeah.
we're doing the best we can.
Yeah, you've seen everything.
Yeah.
Now, the behind the scenes and everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which I just want to say, this is going to be long.
Oh.
No, not this part, but I feel like we're talking a lot. But if, let's say, you're heading here from Arizona on your vacation, and the only thing you want is worsted in raspberry cordial or something along those lines, it would be good to give us a heads up.
Yeah.
We don't have all the colors in stock all the time in sweater quantities.
Mm-hmm.
So by all means, reach out ahead and be like, I'm coming, I need 16 vineyard. Because the chances, if you have a color in your mind of it being here in the quantity you want, are at this time of year pretty slim.
Yeah. And we sometimes would have the quantities, but it's really important that you get the same dye lot.
Yeah.
So,
So I will just make it for you and have it ready for you.
Yeah. And you, in fact, you did that for a customer that ordered online. They wanted a sweater quantity of a color that was even over the quantity that you usually do in a batch, but you made it in one batch for her.
Yeah, because
so,
I have numbers I'm kind of sentimentally attached to of how many can go in the pot.
Yeah.
And it was a few extra. But yeah, I mean, stuff like that, because typically sweater quantity, we don't have more than 10 in a variegated and more than 12 in a solid. Mm-hmm. That's just kind of what comfortably fits in the vat, but I can squeeze a few more in if it's a larger project and you want more.
Yeah.
So things like that, just drop us a line.
Yeah.
We're more than happy to accommodate, but we do need a heads up because, of course, we're making everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So in the past, we've actually, luckily people are staying on the island for more than one day. We've actually told them to come back on Wednesday and we'll have it made for you. But if you're like, that's a really good point, Jen, that if you know you're coming and you've got your heart set on something and it's a large quantity. And then the other thing that happens is sometimes we have more than one batch on the go, like in the shelf, but the people have picked from the lots. So could look like there's 10 of a
but
color.
It's actually 5 of 2 different dye lots.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So you don't want that for your project.
And I mentioned raspberry cordial specifically because that happens a lot because
Yeah.
it's the Anne of Green Gables color
Right.
and they're here on PEI vacation. And we should probably just have hundreds of them at all times now that I'm saying this. But I'm looking over here and we have none.
Yeah.
There's one.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how it goes. So we're really, it's a very, very busy time of year. We're just trying to keep our heads above water at this point.
And we're happy to accommodate.
Yeah.
So
as long as
no
we
problem.
have a few days, no problem.
No problem. All right, great. So now the Ask Us Anything was written on Ravelry, and this was actually, we could have handled it on the last episode, but we forgot. Anyway, so Mrs. NSND is asked the question about and I'm paraphrasing her question, that we run a farm. We have a farm, a full functioning farm. We have a store, bricks and mortar. We have an online store. We spin the yarn, we dye the yarn, and she wants to know, do we do everything every day? So the answer to that is yes. We do everything every day. So obviously you have to feed the animals every day and water them twice a day. Yeah, we try not to miss that one. So we start our day. It's better just to kind of maybe do a rundown of what our day looks like. So
we don't do everything every day. Some it's a lot of on the spot prioritizing, I think.
Yes.
I don't dye every single day.
No. But
we do spin every day.
We spin every day.
And certainly if there are orders, we're doing the online store every day. Like we're at the post office every day if there's something to go out.
And we're in the store every day because we're open every day.
Yeah.
And we look after the farm every day.
Yeah. So it's just the dyeing, maybe.
Dyeing.
Yeah.
But everything else we do every day. And we knit every day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, because part of the one thing that you missed, Mrs. NSND, is that we also actually have to knit for the store, like for samples. And we do have other people that knit for us as well. But we definitely knit every day. So we get up pretty early. So we're usually awake by around 6.
Knitting.
So we knit in bed and have a coffee. Then we're out doing chores between 7 and 7:30, usually at 7:30. And we start that. We feed all the animals, make sure everybody has water and food. And so there's a couple different stations that we have to go to. We feed the horses, we feed the bunnies, and we clean out the hutch every day. And we feed the chickens, we collect eggs, and we feed the lambs in the barn. And we spend a lot of time in the lamb barn because we do health checks at that time too. So sometimes it looks like we're just relaxing, but in fact we're just watching the flock and make sure everybody looks at observation. So it's really important that we take time to do that every day. So we spend probably 15 minutes just doing that. So it looks like we're not
sure
doing
everybody's eating and everybody's running at the right pace and looks normal.
Lots
and the
of
horses,
activity.
we have to go feed the horses down the other field.
That's right.
Yeah.
So we do that. Then we don't open till 10, but that's why, because that takes a couple hours or an hour and a half.
Breakfast.
And we eat breakfast. We always make sure we eat breakfast because we're not worth talking to if we don't have breakfast. And we open the store at 10. So then we're in the store, and the first thing we do is we start the spinner and whatever is the priority for the day, and we start packing orders and that kind of thing. So once we're in the store, things kind of don't have a schedule. It just gets done whatever the priority is. And so that's how we do it. And how do we manage the tasks? Well, that's about the amount of management. And I think we've already addressed in a previous episode about who does what.
Yeah. And we do trying to take 1 day off a week each this year. This summer, some weeks 2. Yeah. We can't take 2 every week because the last 2 summers we worked, all of us, 7 days a week.
Yeah.
And what happens with kind of like the fact that you have so many different things you could be working on and you're trying to prioritize and you get overtired and burnt out and you actually just literally start walking around in circles.
Yeah.
Like you kind of do this, you do that, you do like you get really distracted and burnt out. Yeah. It's not better. It's better to take some time off.
No.
And after all, we did leave our big city jobs to have a more relaxed lifestyle.
Yeah.
How are we doing so far?
Right.
So we're finally, it is hard when you first start a business.
Some self-care.
A little bit of self-care happening.
Yeah.
It's important.
So there's 3 of us that work here full time. So we rotate days off and we've even done that to make sure that we've done it in the way that makes the most sense for the processes that we're doing. And we do have Janet that comes as well to help us out 1 day a week in the summer, and she's here more in the winter, but she's an avid golfer, so she takes advantage of the golfing season, which is absolutely
shout out to all the golf widows.
Yep. Well, she's a golfer.
I know.
Oh, okay.
Golf widow can be male or female.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay. Her husband's the widow.
Yeah.
Oh, is it not a widower?
I think he golfs too.
That's good. A couple of golfs together, stays together.
And so does her grandson. So she spends
that's great.
quality time with her grandson golfing as well. So that's great. So we try to do that. So, but there's weeks that it doesn't work out sometimes. But we try to be as strict as we can about it. So, and what do we do on our day off?
Knit.
Which technically...
That's why I said the horses are companion animals.
Yeah, exactly. We knit, usually. So.
Or other fun stuff like vacuuming and grocery shopping.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all great too.
Anyway, luckily when you work for yourself, you never work a day in your life. If you love what you do, you never work a day in your life.
Yeah. So I'm a little bit, I alluded to this I said I was going to do it in the farm update, but I didn't. It's actually not a farm animal. It's my own personal cat, Smokey Smith, who I'm been a little bit irritable, which is not really my normal state of things because I haven't been sleeping at night. So Smokey Smith is 15 years old and he's a lovely cat. Except that all of a sudden he went blind. What was that, a month and a half ago, I guess?
Probably 2 months now.
Yeah, 2 months. I guess time's flying. But within about 2 weeks, he went blind. So the vet thinks that he's got renal failure, which is typical, I guess, of a cat that's getting up at that age. It's one of the things that happens and causes blindness. So the poor guy is making out okay, but in the summer, he likes to go outside. And he doesn't, I don't know, he obviously knows that he can't see, but he still wants to go out. So he cries at the door. And we have a fox that lives on our farm, so it's not safe for him to be out, especially if he can't see.
He's blind. Heavens no.
Yeah. So he has been out a couple times with supervision, and it's amazing how he goes right down to visit our barn cat, Clyde, which is not in the house at all. And but he can't go out and stay out, and he usually just sits on the porch, but he's not going out when he can't see anything. So then the next phase of the blindness was that he started, the only way to describe it is screeching at night. He's like really a plaintive cry, and I've had him to the vet a couple times, and he's not in pain apparently. He's being treated for pressure in his eye and things like that. But what she said, which was really interesting, is that when an older cat or animal goes blind, they can still see shadows at some point. And when the lights go out, literally, and it's dark at night, they start to get anxiety because they can't see shadows, even shadows anymore. So now he's on a kind of a little sedative at nighttime. But I don't think it tastes very good because he doesn't like to take it.
Oh, wow.
So he bit me the other day.
Oh, a cat bite is bad.
Yeah, well, he didn't break any skin, but when I had my finger trying to
they're big pill poppers for that.
Yeah, but he doesn't, we buried it in food and he can sniff it out. And so now I'm crushing them and really mixing it with soft cat food with gravy, which he doesn't usually get, so he loves that. So he licks that right up and before he knows that he's taken his sedative, which works on and off.
Okay.
So because last night it didn't work.
He's more work than the entire flock of sheep at this point.
Yeah, exactly. He is, actually, the poor guy.
And sleep is so important.
Yeah, but I feel really bad for him because he's a great cat. He gives you hugs, and he's just an old man now.
Yeah. Oh gosh, I hope Claire's not watching this. She'll be devastated.
I know. Claire, I hate to tell you.
Sorry, Claire. Our friend Claire.
Yeah,
she's very fond of the cat.
Yeah.
Because he used to be out here all the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
So we're hoping for the best. He doesn't really have any other symptoms other than he's obviously a bit disoriented because he can't see. The vet just basically said, don't go moving your furniture every month or anything. Give the guy a break. He goes upstairs and downstairs and finds his water and finds his litter box and finds his food. So he seems to be making out okay, but it's just this at night.
He has anxiety now.
Yeah, he has anxiety, which is understandable. So we're trying to work through that.
Okay.
Smokey and I.
But
right now we're not getting much sleep.
So it's kind of like lambing?
Yeah, with no end in sight.
Right. All right. Well,
so because he could live,
prayers for Smokey.
prayers and hugs for Smokey.
Good. And we're gonna sign off.
I think so.
With a reminder to please give us a thumbs up if you liked the video.
Right.
And if you didn't, no worries about giving us the thumbs down. We totally can do without that.
Yeah.
And if you want to find out every time we release a video, hit the subscribe button.
Yeah.
And we hope everybody loves the Iona Bunny and the Twilight flock fingering, and we look forward to hearing from you all on that.
Yeah, and we're really happy that we're always happy. We answer all the comments and everything. We're always happy to do that. But now we're getting to meet some of you as well.
Yeah, very cool.
We've
had some viewers in the store in the last couple of weeks. And it's really neat.
Yeah, and friends and viewers.
Yeah. Yeah, it's great. It's wonderful to have this community building. So we appreciate you all so much.
Yeah, we really love it. So
we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Okay, bye.
Bye.